Hello, everybody. This is Nicholas with Tabletop Shenanigans.
This is Matthew.
It's Alex.
And today, we are bringing back Philip for the third time. He's our replacement for Felipe when Felipe's feeling sick. How are you doing today, Philip?
That's sick with air quotes.
What is Philip doing today? I mean, Felipe.
Actually, I think he got stuck at work.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, this is perfect. Now is the time to completely rag on Space Wolves.
Oh my goodness. Let's talk about how bad Space Wolves are.
Yeah, let's just start with Lehman Russ. Like, he's like an idiot.
Oh, this is a lore podcast?
This is a lore podcast now. For this week only, the actual member of our podcast who actually cares about lore is not here.
I care about lore. What are you talking about?
What, like what?
What do you mean, what about what?
What Legion of Space Wolves?
6.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
I actually don't know. What about Blood Angels? 9.
Iron Hands is 10. Dark Angels is 1.
Dark Angels.
Yeah.
Redact that.
Dark Angels is 1. Yeah.
Yeah, there are all the heretic Astartes are also have Legion numbers. Like
What?
Number 1.
I thought they didn't exist. I thought they were redacted. like actually redacted.
I don't know. Those new rules are pretty good.
What new rules?
The Dark Angels ones.
Yeah, tell them about them, Philip. Our resident Dark Angels player.
So something I talked to Alex about a lot when I was talking about my army and kind of was sad about Dark Angels is...
Sad about Dark Angels?
Yeah, their chapter tactics supported a play style that had nothing to do with their unique aspects, being Ravenwing and Deathwing.
Okay.
It just didn't support it anyway. There was no reason to run Ravenwing and Deathwing in terms of like using a chapter tactic. Standing still is something you never want to do with Terminators, and it's something you never want to do with Bikers. It just made no sense to do it. It was really great for like, I don't know, Hellblasters. It was really great for like big vehicles and big vehicles can benefit from chapter tactics.
Like Whirlwinds or something, yeah.
Sure, yeah. So now seeing their new stratagems, like things that support your bikes and Terminators being used together, such as the stratagem that lets you get 6-inch deep strikes if you can teleport them to bikes.
Can you charge?
Yes. So
Yes.
so you can teleport to a bike as long as you're outside of 6 inches. And
Wait,
so
what can?
Deathwing Terminators.
Deathwing Terminators can teleport to bikes.
From anywhere on the map, they can be teleported to Ravenwing Bikers outside of 6 inches of enemy models. You know what's even better about that?
I won't play Dark Angels.
There's a new Warlord trait that lets a Ravenwing character and one Ravenwing unit move 12 inches, I think 12 inches.
12 inches up the
before
board.
the game starts. There's a stratagem that lets any Ravenwing move in advance twice in a turn. Meaning turn 1, you can move a single unit of Ravenwing Bikers 12 plus 44.
Is that
up
deep?
the board.
Are those deep strikes?
You can deep strike them from on the board. Meaning you can have them on the board and then deep strike them with that stratagem.
So is it at the end of the move phase?
Yes.
Or,
Okay, so
that'd be busting.
Okay, so
imagine moving outside of 6 inches, deep striking outside of 6 inches, moving your 5-inch movement be a 1-inch charge.
Yeah, so
busting.
the Warlord trait allows them to set up 12 inches up the board automatically. And then the stratagem, the 1 CP stratagem allows them to move twice. So they can move, advance, and they can still move again. They can't charge, but they can still move.
So the one that lets them move twice doesn't let them shoot or charge. But the thing is, if you put it on a 3-man unit of Bikers, that's 14 inches plus instant 6 inches. So that's a 40-inch move forward.
But your
if you don't use the Warlord trait.
Right.
So that's basically like a 46-inch threat range.
On top of that, you're now just getting a deep strike basically for free after 6 inches.
Yeah.
And
Now they have 2 stratagems.
I don't know if it works with Deathwing Assault. So Deathwing Assault makes so that when Deathwing Terminators get set up on the battlefield, they can immediately shoot as if it were the shooting phase. So I don't know how the interaction works. They might have already released an FAQ on it, but potentially, if in the best case scenario, you have a 46-inch threat range, you can drop Terminators, immediately shoot them, and then shoot them in the shooting phase, and then charge with them.
Yeah.
And
That's pretty good.
Give them +1 to hit, because all Terminators can get that.
Right.
So they're still hitting on 3s.
And they get CP.
For 1 command point.
Man, yeah, you should have seen us in IRL right now. Me and Mel looked at each other like, huh, I guess today we're starting a Chaos Army. We were Chaos Knights.
No, that seems pretty good. But I'm still pumped on Grey Knights. They got some pretty neat tricks that are going to make them a little powerful.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Man, what did they get?
Knights, can your Grey Knights get one extra toughness?
Yeah, I mean, technically.
Can.
Yeah.
Well, nothing to risk me plus 1 toughness, and also if they have storm shields, they get -1 to wounds. So.
You know what?
So there's a pretty nasty little stratagem that you can do now. It's like a combo for Grey Knights. It's pretty nasty. So first of all, you start in the Tide of Convergence, which gives you +1 strength and damage to your infantry models that are equipped with psi weapons, right?
Ooh.
So you don't use it for that though. So you use it on just regular storm bolters.
Is that strength and damage on the psi weapons?
Yeah, not on the characters themselves, but the psi weapons get +1 strength, +1 damage. So like Gatling silencers and stuff like that.
Okay.
But this is where it gets really nasty. So you put it on a 10-man squad with just storm bolters, no psi weapons. And for 2 stratagem, you give them the psi bolt ammunition, which improves the weapons. The armor penetration of the weapon and the strength by 1.
Dang.
The psi ammunition.
So strength 6 minus 2 damage.
-1, 2 damage.
2 damage.
Storm bolters. 40 shots.
Woo! That's pretty good. That's insane. I mean,
Yeah.
And it's cheaper than silencers.
Yes, it's still cheaper than silencers. And you can also go a step beyond that, called Bring Down the Beast. It's another stratagem that's going to let you reroll wound rolls on top of that.
so actually, what I've seen recently is people have been just taking minimum size squads, like 20+ units of Grey Knights, and then going into Tide of Escalation for smite spam.
Yeah.
The
that's a
2
good
damage
one.
smites.
Yes, that's really good. Flat 2 damage smite is a thing. You're talking about if you have 20 small squads, it's 40 damage a turn that you're outputting. It's really short range, so you got to move across the table quick, but
Get an infinity, man.
40 damage, but you only do that once.
And don't your smites do 3 damage against demons? Extra damage against demons? Right?
Well, they do regular smites against demons, so yeah, D3. So
But-
it'd be D3 +1 against regular demons.
I feel like that's kind of crazy though, because how are you gonna roll 1 dice, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks that you only roll 1 dice for smite,
Why?
because then
No, they smite with 2 dice. They have like regular smites. They just only normally do 1 damage.
oh, is it not 1 die?
No.
Oh,
That's only on like the weird guard sorcerers.
Yeah.
Well, you're saying each Grey Knight can use a smite.
Each unit.
Each-
Grey Knight squad.
Each Grey Knight squad gets a psyker in it,
A
yes.
single smite.
If it's not a vehicle, except for the baby carrier, everything has smite. In the army, everything is a psyker.
It's pretty good.
And also the baby carrier is a psyker.
It is a psyker as well, yeah.
And one of them is a big murder character that's also a good psyker.
Speaking of baby carriers and characters, me and Matt here had a bit of a scuffle about some technicalities. Matt thinks that the Invictor Warsuit is a Dreadnought.
It is.
It's not.
It is a Dreadnought.
It's not a dreadnought.
It
not
is
a
a
Dreadnought.
Dreadnought.
The guy in it is a fully functioning space
Yes.
marine.
All right.
It's not a dreadnought.
So, okay, hold on. What constitutes a Dreadnought? A Dreadnought is a walking sarcophagus,
Yes.
essentially. I mean,
Okay, yes.
he's not dead completely.
It's a walking sarcophagus, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if you take out the sarcophagus, you still have a Dreadnought.
You have a chassis,
You have a chassis.
but it's
then
not a dreadnought.
the guy's inside of a Dreadnought chassis.
Hot take.
Hot take.
Yeah, but it's not a dreadnought.
It's still a Dreadnought.
Are you saying it's a dreadnought chassis?
It's a Dreadnought, yes.
No.
Yes, it
It's
has.
not a dreadnought.
It literally
You can
has-
argue that it's a stripped down dreadnought chassis, but you cannot argue that
They
it's a
just
dreadnought.
they built a Dreadnought, and then instead of putting it in the sarcophagus,
No, they didn't.
they just let a guy sit in
They
there.
took off a ton of armor.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
they
okay,
did.
well they did a little bit, but
Yeah.
there's different armor valued Dreadnoughts.
They're all 3-ups.
One good
What?
slugger.
They're all 3-ups.
Gonna smack
But
that
some of them
primary
are
fan in
bigger.
the noggin.
Like the
Yeah.
Redemptor Dreadnought is huge.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and it's a
Well,
stripped,
that's not
it's a stripped
true.
down Redemptor.
Isn't a
I guess
Chaplain Dreadnought would be a 2+ Leviathan Dreadnoughts, Daredeo Dreadnoughts?
Those don't exist anymore, bro. Can't talk about Chaplain Dreadnoughts.
Okay, well, Daredeos,
Did they FAQ it?
Leviathan.
No, they just don't exist. You can't buy them anymore.
No.
Yeah. Well, they exist. They're in each codex. You can't buy the model.
I don't know why. They just don't make
Just convert it, man. Just
honestly.
get a regular Dreadnought and then put some skulls on it.
Right.
It's like boom.
Got them.
Chaplain.
But they make all different kinds of dreadnoughts, so they just didn't put a sarcophagus
So,
inside of this one.
I'm
and
going to
put
read
a
the
guy inside
definition
of
of a dreadnought right now.
it. Yeah.
All right. The dreadnought was a predominant type of battleship in the early 20th century.
Imagine being a ship.
Does the Invictor Warsuits sound like that?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
It's
I
got
mean,
a
we
lot
got
of
you there.
It's got a lot of guns on it. It's pretty
But
much
does-
a battleship.
Doesn't have a sail though.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's got antennae that you
Is it a
can put
skimmer?
sails on.
Oh,
it a skimmer?
Yeah, so it's
Is it a
it's a
galleon?
Dreadnought.
It's a dreadnought.
Is it a galleon? Is it a corsair?
So if the Invictor Warsuits a Dreadnought, does that mean the Leviathan is a man of war?
Yes.
If it's a battleship, it must be a frigate.
It's a frigate.
It's a frigate.
It's like a scout frigate.
Okay, my bad. Cruiser.
Oh.
It's a cruiser.
Vroom.
All right. So, no, actually, though, if we go to the technical term for a 40K dreadnought,
Yes.
a dreadnought is a cybernetic combat walker. You do realize they're not cybernetics in there, right? They're not hooked up to the machine.
They could be, actually. I think they could be.
So
it could be.
first of all, Space Marines are hooked up to their armor.
Yes.
So by that definition,
Yes.
every Space Marine would be a Dreadnought.
Here's what this says. Dreadnoughts are often mistaken by mortal observers for huge suits of battle armor or robots.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Yeah, but
The-
you just
they
said
make
they're
us worse.
cybernetic. There's not. You said they're cybernetic. So what is it? Are they robots or are they not robots?
They could. They
not
could.
robots.
They could. It could be an
course.
exosuit where they just control the arms and legs, or it could be a cybernetic implant that they put their head in, and then it just like kind of moves freely with their arms.
Well, I will
it
tell
could be
you.
one of
The model is holding
Yeah.
joysticks.
Yeah, the model is holding.
Oh, it's holding joysticks.
Yeah.
Well, never mind.
Well, the thing is, it could be holding joysticks and be hooked up to
Yeah.
it, right?
That's true.
But like, we don't know everything about it, obviously, until they release the book.
We've all
with
seen the movie Pacific Rim.
Actually,
Let's
the
skip
Invictor
that.
Tactical Warsuit, it does have a Wikipedia page.
Does it?
Everything's got a Wikipedia.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah, but so
is not a viable source.
Okay, it's fandom.com. My bad.
No, that's even worse.
Even worse.
No, but
Worse.
by the spirit of what a dreadnought is.
no.
Which if we can talk a technicality, maybe there's a technicality that it is a dreadnought, but a dreadnought has a sarcophagus.
Yeah, but it looks like a dreadnought. It walks like a dreadnought.
No,
It
it
literally
doesn't walk
has
like
a
a
dreadnought power fist. It's a dreadnought.
Well, so are you sure it's a dreadnought power fist? Because it's not times 2. It's like a.
It's times 2,
times
8
2.
minus 3, flat 3 damage.
No,
It's a
no, no,
dreadnought power fist.
so it does say that technically the Invictor Tactical Warsuit is a stripped back variant on the Redemptor Dreadnought frame.
Thank you.
But
But it's still a
frame.
dreadnought.
It's not though.
Yes, it is.
The sarcophagus is what makes it a dreadnought.
Oh my
So
goodness.
you're telling me if you're telling me that a guardsman,
Yes.
okay,
What if there was a grot in his chest piloting his body? Would he still be a guardsman?
What if the basilisk
orcs
was
get
a dreadnought
dreadnoughts?
for guard?
no, they don't.
Yes, they have Death Dread.
You know
That's just
why?
short for dreadnought.
Because they saw dreadnoughts and like, oh, those are cool, and they made their own.
Let me put a grot in it.
They're still called Death Dreads, which are dreadnoughts.
Well, they have sarcophaguses because the Death Dreads are piloted by an orc who had all his limbs sawed off.
But that was more willingly than it
Yeah,
was.
but it's still he's still being held in there on life support.
Yeah.
Orc life support, but it's still life support.
There's
There's a grot and they're just hitting him in the head like, keep
Yeah.
going, keep going,
Yeah,
keep
that's why he's going
Wake
crazy.
up! Don't
He's
fall
all-
asleep. Oh man.
Hey, but hear me out.
Okay.
Guard, basilisk, dreadnought.
Counterpoint.
Ooh.
Wait, no. Even better. Baneblade, guard, Dreadnought.
I'm for it.
like a
Double volcano.
Double
like a guard,
It's a guard
too. like a Bane Blade being controlled by a Dreadnought being controlled by a guardsman.
Yes.
No, like it's like what's his name? The one Imperial Knight that comes out when he dies. What's his name?
It's like Canis Rex.
Yeah, Canis Rex.
You destroy the Bane Blade,
the Bane Blade, it
Dreadnought
comes
comes
out of Dreadnought, and then destroy the Dreadnought comes out of Guardsman.
I'm okay with
Like
that.
he was going from there, like
The Russian nesting dolls.
right, yeah, all the way down to a cherub. Like,
I can hold this point.
what do you do? Let me reroll one dice.
Yeah,
Cool.
and the only thing he has that makes him special is he always controls the point.
He always controls the point. He's like toughness 2, 7-up, the 8-up save. Can't even get a 7-up save. Man, that'd be awful.
But he holds that point.
He holds that point really well, though. But yeah, no, I don't think you can call this a Dreadnought.
It's a Dreadnought.
That's like calling a guardsman a space marine.
What?
That's a terrible misconflation.
Yeah, you're reaching.
Yeah, that's a massive.
You were reaching to begin with.
No. He's definitely reaching as well, but that's not the way to argue. It has to have a sarcophagus. That's
It has to have a sarcophagus. It's true.
There's a whole living, functioning person in it. It's not Dreadnought.
Let's leave it up to the comments. Who agrees with me that this Invictus Tactical Warsuit is
All
a
right.
Dreadnought?
Leave a dislike. Whoa, that's a little extreme. Leave a dislike if you think Matt is right. And leave a like if you think it's wrong.
Well, we want more people to like us. So.
No, but if you get dislikes,
That's
people
how-
see it too.
Let's see.
brain.
I'm double downing on this.
Oh, wow.
My bet is the video.
Okay.
That more people agree with me than they agree with you.
Hey, Phoenix, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to make 15 YouTube accounts and
Like-
constantly dislike the video.
Yes, disagree with me. Yes.
There are people out there that do that.
Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll do it too if you do it with me.
Either way, back to the point at hand. Grey Knight Walkers are pretty cool. Nemesis Dreadknights, by the way, are broken. They're pretty strong now. Grey Knights, that man, 2 damage smites are really good. I think they're competitively viable again.
Yeah. You're not missing, but there's this awesome little wombo. Again, I love shenanigans. Wombo combo is my thing.
So truth be told, I just haven't read the book yet.
All right. So you take a librarian and you give him the Sanctic Shard Relic, which gives him a +1 to casting, and then you move him up the table because there's a new stratagem where you can be deep strike within 3 inches, but you can't charge that turn. So you're danger close. You have a new spell called Inner Fire. It has a range of 1 inch. So you have to be in melee combat, but it's a warp charge value of 5. Whatever your psychic test result is, you take that many dice. So if you roll an 11, you're going to take 11 dice. On a 3+, they take a mortal wound.
For every 3+?
For every 3+,
So
your opponent takes a mortal wound.
5 3-up.
5 3-ups, 5 mortal wounds on those. On a 1, you take a mortal wound, but on a 3+, your opponent takes a mortal wound. Now, the reason that this is so good is because you have a stratagem for 1 command point that adds 6-inch range to this. So you don't have to be in 1 inch to do this. You
So
can
7-inch range, and it's everything within 7 inches?
No, it's 1. You pick a target.
Okay.
But you deep strike in 3 inches away, pick a character, and go, here's a potential for 11 mortal wounds on Gilliman, and there goes Gilliman.
So wouldn't you think it'd be a little bit more fair if they made it 1 and 2
No.
in terms of
No.
I mean, it'd be technically, I guess it'd be more fair, but who cares? We're blowing things up.
We're talking about wombo combos here.
Right, it's not guaranteed damage. Sure, 3-up is nice. Statistically, let's say you rolled a 12, right? So you rolled an 11 on the dice and you got the +1 to it. Statistically, you miss out on 4 mortal wounds.
Well, you can also spend another command point to get another +1. So you can get up to 14 potential mortal wounds.
Let's go with the 12 world, right?
Yeah.
So statistically, with one of your best possible results on the dice, you're doing 8 mortal wounds. And how many command points did you use there?
3,
So
maybe.
Use 3 command points
To snipe a
and
7 wound character off the table.
almost 100 points.
Yeah.
And also you have to high roll. So it's obviously a shenanigan. It's a gag. It's a fun shenanigan,
Yeah, but
and I'd love to use it.
So
I don't think it's something that's warrants nerfing in any way.
But I just do that for one character.
Yeah.
And then I take that spell. Like he said, I have 20 squads. Half of them have that spell. All I have to do is get within an inch or use one command point to bump it up to 7 inches later. And I can keep casting this multiple times a game, potentially doing like lump sums of 8 damage at a time.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
I mean, I guess I understand now the reason why they were pushing the Feels No Pains for Mortal Wounds on Dark Angels, because their new master character gives a 5 up Feel No Pain and Mortal Wounds 6 inches bubble, and it's a 4 up for him.
Yeah.
So I can, and then there's a what's it called? There's a new relic that gives an ancient the same thing, but it's just mortal wounds.
Yeah.
So it 5s up the Feel No Pain, the mortal wound, the regular wounds.
The issue with giving
Interesting.
finish.
It's kind of interesting. I don't know. They're like pushing psychic a lot, and I guess up until now, it really seemed that psychic was becoming big. Because in the when the Psychic Awakening for Eldar were going through, I didn't really see any huge differences between a psychic power, because those powers weren't counted as psychic powers, I don't think. I think they were just like abilities, right?
Yeah.
So it's like a Psychic Awakening quotes, but not really like they were psychic powers. So you can't like, deny it. It didn't say that. It was just like, it didn't really seem like Eldar got stronger in psychic powers.
Well, they got that whole extra string. Well, first of all, Eldar got really strong because they added in the custom craft worlds where you can
right, yeah,
do
of course.
silly stuff. But then they also added the 6 spells so they don't have like the Brotherhood of Psychers where if I bring 20 Warlocks, I can't cast Smite 20 times, or else I'm trying to roll 12s to get.
Who's?
Eldar doesn't have the Brotherhood of Psychers. Every time you roll a Smite, that number goes up.
Yeah. Except they have psychic powers like Doom.
Yeah.
And Executioner.
They have really good spells, and then what they did to kind of help,
they do.
Instead of giving them Brotherhood of Psychers, even though obviously they're a psychic power in the universe, they went ahead and gave them 6 options to replace Smite with something else, which was really cool because like it was ones that were like the Cloud of Flies, where you can't target this unit unless they're
it's the closest.
Yeah, so you could cover
super good for like Rangers or like Dark Reapers.
Yeah, you're just like, my Dark Reapers in the back, the big squad of 10. Well, can't target them.
My 10 Dark
to replace
Reapers.
Smite as in multiple units can use it in a turn and it ramps up.
No, I think it's still one.
Okay,
but I literally have to remove Smite. Like that character doesn't just innately get Smite. I take it away and add in a different spell to replace Smite.
But usually that's better though, right? Because even if Smite's good, getting those special abilities are a lot more maneuverable than just a mortal wound, because the mortal wounds can only do so much at like certain distances.
Well, I mean, things like Warlocks. Warlocks only have a 1 damage Smite all the time.
Yeah.
So I bring some Warlocks and I just take away their Smites and give them really useful stuff like adding to charge ranges, adding extra. You can't hit my targets. I mean, you can make your army a lot more playable. Yeah. Models that like, I brought a Warlock. Why would I bring a Warlock over a Shadow Seer, which costs, I think she was
3 times.
It was 10 points more for the Shadow Seer, or for not the Shadow Seer, the
Farseer?
No, not the Farseer. Spirit Seer. It's 10 more points for a Spirit Seer that gets a full Smite.
Right.
It still has the other set of psychic powers. It's the exact same stat line as a Warlock. 10 points more, but I get a D3 Smite. So there was not really a point in my case to bring a Warlock.
And the Spirit Seer took like 2 powers instead of 1. Right?
Yeah, it's something small like that. But I mean, the 10 points really is just I get a full blown Smite.
Right.
But now I can save 10 points for something else and then just replace Smite with something equally useful.
Yeah.
On the battlefield.
So that's why I was getting back to the point of why I see now where Dark Angels is getting all the Feels No Pains from. Because beforehand I was like, I don't think there's like any spam for psychic powers right now. It doesn't really seem like armies are using mortal wounds as an effective way of like winning games up until you just told me the Grey Knight thing. And I was like, like question mark. Oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
But like,
you bring a Celestine, I could just drop next to Celestine and do 8 mortal wounds, and now you have to roll to see if she gets back up the first time, and then see if I can do it again next turn.
And that is kind of worrying that they're giving those defensive options out. Obviously, this is sort of like a really pessimistic way to look at it, but the fact that they're giving out these defensive options to multiple armies, it's an entire chapter tactic for Black Templars. any custom Space Marine chapter, I believe, can take the 5 up feels no pain to mortal wounds.
Yeah.
If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
as a litany.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. So that might mean in the future there's going to be more generic sources of mortal wounds and more armies, which I think is
That's okay.
bad.
I think that's okay.
I think mortal wounds are the most unfun, most uninteractive thing like ever.
Yeah.
I think
But-
I think so too.
the
you
thing
realize
the Grey
that-
Knights can do, it's inconsistent. You can't consistently get 8 mortal wounds. Sure, statistically, if you get a 12, really the statistic result is somewhere around a 9, so you're statistically getting like 6 mortal wounds if you're using all the stratagems, which is really good. But statistics don't always happen.
No.
Sometimes you'll get all 9, sometimes you'll get 3, and you'll kill your own dude. And he'll explode, and he'll explode your army,
Well,
and you'll kill a bunch of your guys.
Not
or
if he's
whatever.
3 inches away from you and he explodes there. That's a good place to explode right there.
Yeah, but like that's inconsistent.
Yeah.
But like Thousand Sun smiting, the smiting with the 20 units,
Yeah.
thing, that's consistent. It is 2 damage
2 damage per
It is
squad
D3 damage
on 5s all the time.
on 5s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's not hard to hit a 5.
Yeah.
It's easy.
It's a
actually.
really short range, like 12 inches,
yeah.
but you have really awesome things like Gate of Infinity or
Yeah. Who cares if it has to be the closest thing within 12 inches if it's a 2 damage smite?
yeah.
Like, who cares?
You don't care when you're putting 2 mortal wounds. You're putting
Yeah.
2 mortal wounds on.
Yeah, on something.
you bring us so you can just with 5 casts of the same spell, it's just like, okay, guard squad gone.
Gone.
That's it.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And like that's like one of the worst possible targets.
Yeah, you're not even
As
in the shooting
guardsmen.
phase yet,
Yeah.
right? And Thousands on shooting is
You
pretty
look at-
good.
You look at more elite armies, and you're deleting upwards of like hundreds of points.
Yeah.
With those mortal wounds,
You're talking
and with no way for them to interact.
same number of 10 wounds takes 85 points off the table with an intercessor squad. That's crazy. That's just 5 of
which
your
is what
20
50
unit.
more points in a group of 10 guardsmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay if the
45.
restriction is that it's harder to get those mortal wounds. Like, I'm okay with these mortal wound outputs if there's things that balance them out.
But does it sound like it's getting harder?
Well,
Yeah,
Because
it is.
from what I hear from what they're getting and all these different armies are getting, it's not getting harder.
It is, though. It kind of is, if you think about it. Like, if you think about it, mortal wound outputs aren't that common to begin with. Outside of the psychic phase, currently, yes.
But
Well,
now,
I guess so.
Now they're giving these defensive options, and a lot of armies are getting reworked. They might be getting them added in. It might become more common for there to be more mortal wounds in more places.
Actually,
We are 3 books in now, and it hasn't been that rampant.
we're at 4 books now.
Exactly. My
yeah,
bad.
but like again, there's a lot of ways to go. Orcs haven't dropped yet.
Yeah.
Orcs there's no way they're going to give orcs.
So, hold on.
You're telling me you're not going to have a weird boy drop in, have a +6 to casting with orcs, and they're
Explode
like, hey, your
itself,
smite,
but deal
for every
20
two
mortal
up, you're
wounds.
above 12, then you get another D6. You don't think they might do something
I
crazy
really
like
think
that?
they might just,
They might let you nuke your own
There's-
psychers in the middle of your opponent's army.
There's also 2 armies. Well, actually, I think didn't the Thousand Suns are about to come out.
No, they've already come
They
out.
just came out in this book.
No, they came out way before. They came out way earlier.
Thousand Suns. have
Thousand
not
Suns
been out
were
yet.
not in Faith and Fury.
They were in this book right now, right? With the Grey Knights.
I thought
They were in the book.
yeah,
of
they're
Grey
in this
Knights.
book right now.
Yeah,
Great.
they were released a while ago.
Yeah, but so
I don't know why I said
so
earlier.
I haven't seen anything about Thousand Suns.
Well,
but
they're actually really good now. They can shoot twice, and they can do a whole bunch of cool shenanigans now.
Well,
The problem with Thousand Suns is the lack of options, and you're always required. It's almost obligated if you're playing competitive Thousand Suns to take Magnus. There's no reason not to,
You got to take the big guy.
because your army is just not good enough without Magnus. Because yeah, Reaper Marines are really tight and they're really cool, but like they're not the greatest.
They don't get to get up the board first turn, hit your opponent for 24 mortal wounds, and then kill any unit that they
Right.
choose.
in my
True story.
opinion,
If you go first.
if you go, yeah.
If you
my
go second,
opinion,
you lose 500
if
points.
you're a unit or a model
you're not wrong there.
that can kill equal or more of the point value of what it is, it's overtuned. In my opinion.
in
Say
one
that
turn.
again? Wait, say
Huh?
that again? I'm sorry.
Like overall.
He's
Like
saying-
if it can consistently kill its point value or more consistently, then it's overtuned.
I don't think so.
In my opinion.
The Invictus Tactical Warsuit then is way overpowered. It's 136 points.
It is very cheap for what it can do.
And these sisters can do the same thing. They're 85 points, and they can clear Ogren off the table very easily. 5-man squad.
A 10-man squad. A 10-man
With
squad
They're bolters.
Which one? The regular
They either have
bolters?
they either have a 2-up
that they'd be
armor
running on
save,
fives
or,
with?
yeah, they have a 2-up armor save or a 5-up
4
Ogrins?
or 4-up.
Brute shields are
I'm
4
pretty sure they have a 3-up normal save.
No, they have 2-up with the slab shield.
We're talking about Bullgrins, because people don't run normal Ogrins.
Yeah, Ogrins aren't a thing.
So
Bullgrins
either they have
the
2-up shields or 4-up invons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at most
With-
5
with
minutes
a T-
will kill
with a
one.
They have
T5
Ogrins, right? There's Ogrins.
They exist,
but nobody
people
plays
don't.
them.
No, people don't run. It's Volgren or Ogren.
They don't even make
and
the models, do
Volgrens
they?
are way back.
They're the
It's the same kit.
Oh.
Yeah.
What
No,
is
it's
the actual
not. They're a
difference?
separate kit now.
Yeah, the
One's
same-
range and one's melee.
Yeah.
The range
so-
one's not.
And
expensive.
range, as in they have strength 5 shotguns versus Bullgrins with their like
Clubs and shields.
strength 7.
Oh
like,
man,
clubs,
Guardian haven't gotten there.
or the
yet.
grenade gauntlets. Apparently,
Yeah.
Jeff tells me the grenade gauntlets are better, but
No.
no.
The other thing is another huge psychic power is the Gene Stealer cult, which we haven't got a book for. They already have a stupid spell that lets them do infinite damage if you can combo it right.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So I can't even imagine what they're going to start giving to them.
They
As far as
must. They
psychic
might get
abilities.
the most psychic stuff out of everyone.
No way. If Grey Knights and Thousand Suns didn't give the most psychic, why would they give it to
Gene Stealer
Colts?
Tyranids
Maybe they're trying to push Gene Stealer cult models. A lot of new stuff has been
They don't
released.
even need to. The Gene Stealer Colts push themselves.
in my opinion,
I'm actually currently trying to acquire a Gene Stealer cult army, so if you
you're
got
not
one
getting
for
mine.
sale, let me
You're
know.
not getting mine.
I don't want yours. I don't want the bikes. I want neophytes
I have
and
a
ridge
lot of
runners.
neophytes.
I want ridge runners and neophytes.
I want Ridge Runners too.
I want 9.
I need like
runners.
4 more Ridge Runners.
$55,
I know.
86 points, the same number of wounds as the Demon Prince.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
No, they're really good.
D3 shots! Last cannon!
Yeah,
Yes!
they're very good.
I don't think your philosophy is correct. I don't think if it can shoot off its points in one turn, I don't think that's it.
That's just my personal opinion, though.
I was wrong earlier when I told you guys that Grey Knights had a 12-inch range. They have regular smites at 18-inch range, and then they have a character that gives them an extra 6-inch. So they're actually 24-inch range smites, consistent 2 damage.
Yikes.
It's pretty
So telling me it's twice as good as you thought it was.
Yeah. So it's not like turn two, I have to move. I turn one if I deploy on my 12-inch line and I just take 1 inch forward, I can start smiting everything off your table edge. Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Well, I guess it's time to dust off my Grey Knights.
Well, you don't have Grey Knights.
I do have Grey Knights.
Oh, there's a Dark Angel
I have an
stratagem
entire Grey Knights
that
army.
reduces the
Mine
damage by
upstairs?
half.
Yeah, yours.
I said there's a Dark Angel stratagem now for Dreadnoughts that reduces damage by half, rounding up. So now Leviathan Dreadnoughts are 100% going to be taken to Dark Angels.
Yeah, I can see that.
We didn't tell you about
You can take them with the plasma guns. Or wait, no, I'm thinking
They're not-
Duradeo.
they're not plasma guns.
Duradeo had the plasma
guns
option.
with plus 6 inches on it. So we didn't even talk about the whole plus 6 inches on Grabflex Bombard meme that me and Alex were talking about.
Oh, Iron Hands apparently speaking of Dreadnoughts and shenanigans, the Leviathan Dreadnoughts have now changed the meta, apparently.
Yeah.
Because they have there's a way so you do the one thing where you take 1 less damage plus the half damage.
Yeah.
Now on top of that they have a lookout sir.
Yeah.
So they can have Primaris Intercessors take wounds for them.
Yeah.
Wait, they can do that now?
Thank you for your
Yeah.
service.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for your service, Leviathan Dreadnought sir.
You can also take one of the Forge World Dreadnoughts that can have weapons on both arms. Give them
all of them.
No.
All Dreadnoughts have weapons on both arms.
2 ranged weapons.
Oh,
The Leviathan Dreadnought.
technically
Okay, but
not all of them.
I'm talking about under 8 wounds because you can spend command points to make it a character. So you can give it a twin las cannon and then make it a character so that it
There's a
can't.
Dreadnought that does that.
Well, you can do that.
There's a stratagem that makes your Dreadnought a character.
There's a
Is that
Dreadnought with
Iron
less than
Hands?
10 wounds.
Is that Iron Hands or is that
All
Space Marines?
most regular Dreadnoughts are 8 wounds.
Dreadnoughts aren't.
Yeah, well, that's
We're
that's a
talking about
relic.
regular Dreadnoughts.
That's a
He means like
relic.
Venom.
He means like a-
Venom.
he means
Venerable
like a-
Dreadnoughts have less than 10 wounds.
Yes, they have
Yes.
8 wounds.
They have 8 wounds.
Venerable and
All
regular.
You
Dreadnoughts
get
have 8 wounds.
You can't target a Dreadnought by yourself. Dang, that's crazy.
Well, no.
Only if it's a character.
There's a crazy Salamander Dreadnought that's toughness 9,
Salamanders.
and he's got a 4 Binvon.
Yeah.
What's a salamander?
5 feels no pain.
He has a 5 on field of pain, but 4 Binvon, toughness
But you
9.
take the special Forge World one. It has I think it's like venerable stats, so it's got the 2+ to hit, so it takes no penalty for moving and hitting his Iron Hands. You can't target it because it's a character. You give it the 2 double las cannons, so it has 4 las cannons that innately reroll 1s to hit.
So basically, blast cannons that you can't interact with.
Yes, you
Every turn.
can't mess with it at all. You can't touch it because it's going to be bubble wrapped by scouts or something like that.
Something that's worth nothing.
Yeah, and it's probably costs like 145 points, and it's got 2 las cannons or 4 las cannons that hit on 2s, reroll 1s.
What's that? That's 100 points just on the las cannons, isn't it?
50 points a piece.
Yeah,
The
so
chassis,
And the Dreadnought's like 80 points now.
Yeah, so
no, the chassis is less. I thought
it's like
80
I think it's like 160, 170.
180 points still for 4 las cannons that hit on 2s, reroll 1s that you can't see or can't
definitely.
shoot.
Like it's definitely obnoxious, and obviously it'll depend on board setup because for IGC both players have to consent to the board.
Yeah, but it moves without penalty, so. It just moves around to get in the line of sight. Yeah. Just shimmy shake, got it. But yeah, I mean, the Iron Hands are pretty stupid broken. I've been playing around.
They've changed the meta so much.
I've been playing around with them, and it really, to me, it feels like they opened up every codex for every single army faction, no matter what it was, and they looked at all these different rules, and they're like, we like that one, and that one. Like, yeah, you're Cadian, so you're going to be rolling 1s. You're Tau, so you're overwatching on 5s.
Are you overwatching on 5s?
You're Valhallans.
Yeah. Oh, you overwatch on 5s.
You're Valhallans, so your vehicles don't degrade.
Yeah, you're Valhallan, so you get, your wounds count as double.
Also, right hand.
Yeah,
You get a 6
plus you get
No,
the
not
field-
anymore.
Plus, yeah, they still have an army.
Vehicles, though.
Yes.
The vehicles don't get involved in fuel pain.
Yes, they do. Army-wide.
We're talking about the chapter tactic.
The army
Yeah.
wide one.
It's an army-wide chapter tactic. Everything in the army gets a 6-up feel no pain.
Even their tanks?
Even
Yeah.
tanks.
You're telling me that Nurgle Dreadnoughts don't get a 5-up fuel
You're
no pain?
playing Iron Hands. How do you not know this?
Hold on. Only.
How many games have I played, though?
I don't know. You have an army.
Yeah.
Felipe is holding a hostage right now.
But they looked at all this stuff from all these different armies and were like, yeah, we're just going to put all that on one chapter. Let's see how this works. And then when they FAQ'd it, the FAQ's 1 page and it changed like 3 things. That was it. They changed Ironfather Ferris's invuln bubble to just target characters.
Or just silence for Ironfather Pharaohs.
F.
Dum, da, dum. It just gives the 5 invuln to infantry, which is still
Good.
really good.
Good. Yeah.
What's that song? The D.
Taps.
What's it called?
It's called Taps, and don't play it.
Please don't play
Taps.
it. Please don't play it.
Don't play it.
Next
Anyway, going on. After they nerfed Ironfather Ferris, what was next?
You're disrespecting me. Don't do it.
They reduced the Ion Stone. It used to be a bubble of the reducing damage, so it was everything in 6 inches. Now it's 1 target within 6 inches.
Good. Yeah.
So you just bring 1 relic Leviathan, like he's saying, you bring 1 relic Leviathan Dreadnought, so it gets the Ion Stone ability where it's reducing damage by half or something like that. You're down to it by half.
And then an additional one.
There's another thing that gives it -1 damage, and GW has already stated that you do. It's just like regular your division, your math table. You do the division first, and then the subtraction. So you do 6 damage.
It's better. Yeah.
If you do 6 damage, you reduce it down to 3, and then take 1 off it. So your thing just took 2 damage.
Yeah.
And then for 1 CP, Ironfather Ferris can heal it 6 wounds a turn.
Yeah.
So you literally have to remove it from the table, or it's going to get healed for 6 wounds.
Yeah.
What's crazy is that the current answer to that is just ignore it. But then if you have 1, that's 20 shots at strength 7, AP 3, 2 damage.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Rerolling 1s
Do
to
you
hit.
really use the Storm Array?
Yes.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I
I
said.
hate that gun so much.
It's 20 shots.
My current is
Hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s.
7.
What?
It's strength
Good enough.
7.
It really doesn't matter with him though. Like you're talking about 20 shots. Like so,
It's strength 7.
if you have a lieutenant standing there, you're rerolling 1s. So you're like what math says you'll hit with half of them 10 at AP -3 for 2 damage apiece.
Next FAQ, they better give me that Doom spell. Roll all wounds. That'd be nice.
You're actually crazy.
Well, GW, just give it to me. You've already made this army pretty good.
No.
Just make them better.
Yeah.
Just give them Doom.
Well, Iron Hands sound like what 8th edition drop Gene Cults was. They basically just added everything from every army that could be possibly good and then they just put it in there.
Yeah. The problem is though, when it came time to nerf it, they didn't nerf it. They were just like, yeah, let's fix one or two things, not fix the whole army.
Yeah, let's make everyone buy all this stuff. Yes.
And they are. They went out and bought 6 flyers. They went out and bought 3 of those.
They really had to get those storm ravens. Really had to get those storm ravens off the shelves.
Well, not the ravens.
Well, they're sold
No,
out
it's the
now.
Hawks and the Talons.
Yeah,
and they are sold out.
Yeah.
The executioners. The people when the Ion Stone first released, people went out and bought 3 of the executioners because they would all get the minus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because that extra D6, because it come from D3 to D6 shots.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they had 5 invulns. That was toxic.
Yeah,
They had the vehicles with the 5-up invulns and reducing damage and that.
See,
6 feels no pain.
So people went and bought all this stuff, and then they nerfed it back. So people now have 3 executioners that they're not using.
Yeah, and then they don't degrade because
Math
they're
one.
taking literally,
Like-
unless they're at the lowest rank, they don't degrade.
Exactly. Like, so I was actually on the Invictus Warsuit. You have to bring it down to 3 wounds before brackets. Out of its 13 wounds, so you have to take off 10 wounds before it even bothers bracketing.
Literally, it's dead by then anyway. So it's like, okay.
No, but then you can heal it for 6 of rounds.
6, yeah.
It's
I mean,
just,
obviously, you wouldn't burn 6 on it if you could use it on anything else.
yeah, you just put
But-
3. You put 3 on that, and then have them put a 3 on something else that's wounded, and then you have another Tech Marine give 3 here and reforge with the
Oh, yeah,
Psyker.
Tech Marines are 50-point HQs.
Wait, what's the
Yes.
range?
Daily reminder.
Is that Flamer is 12-inch range?
What flamer?
The Invictor Warsuit one.
Who cares about the flamer? You have a 6-shot autocannon. Strength 7, AP -2 damage to you.
It matters when you can make it an 18-inch Flamer with Dark Angels.
No, I know you keep saying strength 7, but man,
I'm sorry. Strength 7 just triggers me so much. I hate it.
I just have.
Why?
It's like just in that perfect spot for it not to be what I want. You know, it's like
What?
it's 1 more than 6, so like you feel like you want to shoot tanks with it, but it's like not quite 8, so you're not wounding as much as you want to.
It's still so.
No,
good.
I agree. Like autocannon stat line is like
Fire.
premier stat line.
perfect.
It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But my brain can't get past that 7.
Yeah.
It sees the 7 and it's like, no.
That's why
bad.
you always
That's
overcharge your
wrong.
plasma.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you always overcharge plasma for the +1 damage. It's not for the strength.
Yeah, you do it for the
You do it for the
too.
damage.
Always damage
Yeah,
too.
it's for the damage.
Unless if you're
do you
shooting,
mean?
if you're shooting at
But
something,
strength, you would still run plasma and still overcharge it every time if it didn't gain the +1 strength.
I would for the
Because
for
at
the
that
double
point,
damage.
it become better autocannons.
Why don't you just make your plasma 2 damage no matter what?
Well, you could do that too.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
But
But he can also make his damage 3, so it's the same
mine
thing as
are
what you
already 2
do.
damage.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
Only
they
with
are.
stratagem.
no, they're base 2 damage.
No,
Yeah,
only when you
yes,
overcharge.
Yes,
No,
I
I promise.
understand that AdMech is overtuned. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You remind us every week.
What?
Just a humble gloat.
Whoa, what is that? You get 180 shots at strength 6 -2 damage.
Yeah, it costs me
Whoa,
like-
that's crazy.
That's only like 300 points.
Yeah, that's so expensive though. And my robots, their range is only like 85 inches.
No, they only have 4 pin bombs.
They only
that
have 4
steal
pin
mortar
bombs.
wounds
They
people
get
shoot
pinged by
that's not
mortar
bad.
Oh, but they only have 4 pin walls if I don't get double the shot.
only- it's only-
Come on.
Man, I either table my opponent or let them table themselves. God, how do I make this choice?
The worst part is they're like crazy expensive. I only get 9 shots per gun and I only have 3 guns each.
If I do this stratagem, they can't move out of 36-inch range, so I'm only stuck at shooting at 36 inches.
And my only way to remedy this is to spend 80 more points on a dumb character that gives me only another 6 inches.
And I'm always in cover. It's not that good.
You know,
every
like,
battle round, every time, I'm always in cover and rerolling
I
all
know
hits.
exactly how to counter your army.
wow.
It's a Calexis assassin.
No,
Okay,
what you do is you leave the store. That's how
You leave the store.
You play a game, you actually do all
Calidus
this.
assassin?
The Calidus, yeah.
Calidus
So on a
assassin.
4+, your stratagems cost twice as much.
That's okay.
So it just means that you can't do your full
See, the fact that he says that's okay, he already knows how busted his army
Man,
is.
I only lost
He just
30
messes
CP
with
instead
that.
of 15. I guess I can only table you for 1 turn instead of for 2.
Actually, I remember back in the day, I used to have a knight in my list. I remember those days when I had the freaking, what's it called? The
Just
big
for the fun.
Castellan? Yeah. That was a good times.
Just
then
for
I
the fun.
replaced it for, what did I replace it for? Those
4 robots.
destroyers, my man. The destroyers are
Yeah.
OP. But my new list, though, is super tanky. My new list isn't even boarding people anymore. Wow, tabling people anymore. It's 34 breachers because there are 30 points for one model with 3 wounds. Toughness 5 with a 3-up save.
Sounds like autocannons.
That always has cover.
That always has cover.
Yeah, that always has cover. Yeah,
Not always.
Yes, always has cover.
always has cover.
There is like a 1 in 16 chance that you won't have Shroud Psalm up.
And then I will just force it to happen. I don't care. I will
just use one CP.
force it to
Yeah,
happen.
he'll just do a CP to force it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I have a 1 in 16 chance to not do it, and then once
Well, they have a
No, no,
4
no, no,
armor
no.
save, don't
Hold on,
they?
one second.
No, these don't.
It's
The
actually-
breachers do
it's
not.
actually-
They have a better save.
Yeah,
it's actually harder than 1 in 16. It's like
No,
one
it's
in
not. It's 1 in 16. So maybe my math is wrong in it, but it's you have 2 chances to hit it, but you don't really actually have to hit it because you have to just be within 1 of it. So there's on 2 dice 3 results that hit Shroud Psalm.
Shroud Psalm is 1.
I thought Shroud Psalm was 3.
No.
No, it's 4.
It's 4.
It's literally
So, yeah, so there's-
it's literally
so
in
there's
a
3
spot
results.
for it to be a good choice.
So there's 3
No,
results.
so
that
there's 6
get you Shroud
results.
Psalm.
Oh, no, it's way better than
There's
that.
3 results that give you Shroud Psalm for 2 different dice.
Yes, you're always getting Shroud Psalm.
If you don't get Shroud Psalm, it's like shooting 1 plasma pistol, re-rolling the 1, and still killing yourself.
Yeah.
Alright,
It's
so-
just the worst feeling in the world.
So let's get this
But
straight.
instead of you guy dying, you just roll CP and he doesn't die. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 1 CP, he doesn't die, and also
I get.
So
this.
let's get this straight.
2 years.
So one Catherine Breacher has a 3-up save, 6-inch movement, 4-up, 4-up, strength 5, toughness 5, 3 wounds apiece, 3 attacks each. So I'm running 3 squads of them, maxed out, 12, 12, and 12. And they're literally just moving up the board. You cannot kill them fast enough. Right? Because that's 36 models.
But what
each
about
with 3
Admech?
wounds. Exactly. What about Admech?
What kind of damage do they do, though?
They're not, no one cares about damage. They're troop choices. You can't get them off objectives.
How many points is it for 12,
30
12,
for
12?
one model.
Come on. 12, 12, and 12 then. How much is, what's the point
12
cost?
times 30.
I can probably pull it up.
What? So 10 times 30 is 300 points. So that's 360 points, and then 5 times 12 is 60. So
5 times 12, 3 times 12. There's only 3 groups.
Yeah, no, 5 you said it's 35 each.
30 points each. Yeah.
Are they 30 points or 35 points?
30 points.
30 points. So yeah, so that's 360 points
Per squad.
per squad.
So
So that's like
over,
1,000
over
something
half
points.
your army is in 3 troop
Yeah,
choices.
but it's
that
still,
don't do anything other than are annoying.
but it's one of those lists made top 10 in LVO.
I believe you.
I mean,
It's a good list.
the guy that I played guards against told me that his 12 Chimera list was a good list. I still don't believe him.
You're flaming him. You're flaming him. Stop.
I just okay,
Trust me, it's really good.
now listen, I understand, but so that's it. You're just gonna have them drive up the table. That's all they do. They don't,
No, they actually do damage. I just don't know the weapon profile because I can't read this picture. But they're not. It's not the worst damage, but it's not great. But the way that people play them is they play them in Stygies, which gives you a -1 to hit outside 12 inches.
So you don't have guaranteed Shroud Psalm then?
yeah, no guaranteed shot
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I can still force Shroud Psalm. Either way, I can still force Shroud Psalm.
for 1 turn.
Yeah. Either way, it's still good.
Yeah.
And even if I don't have Shroud Psalm activated, it doesn't really matter. Because the -1 to hit is still pretty good.
Shroud Psalm not being up does matter.
It does matter. Well, it doesn't matter because -1 to hit is also very
Well, they
good.
have a 4-up, 4-up. So
They have a 3-up save.
sorry, 3-up, 4-up.
Yeah, but 2 up 4 up's way better.
It's 3-up, 5-up, by the way. It's not.
You said 3-up, 4-up a minute ago. But anyways, that makes a big difference. Then yeah.
Yeah. -1 to, like, you just want to stack as much as possible when you're talking about tankiness.
I honestly-
So Shroud Psalm is relevant.
I mean, just from like list building and stuff, messing around with Iron Hands, I really wouldn't be bothered by that because I bring a lot of autocannons. I have a big thing for autocannons.
But autocannons don't help you much.
I mean-
because they have 3 wounds apiece, right? So you have to
I
shoot
mean,
2 wounds, get through 2 wounds, take out 1.
I mean, Dark Angels wouldn't have a problem against that army, actually.
I don't know.
damage 3. Woo.
Yeah, they're 30 points per model. Hold on.
Yeah, Dark Angel will shred that list actually with their new list.
But
yeah.
they're not going to though.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, but
They will
we can
shred that
test it
list.
out. We'll test
Well,
it out.
it's a
Okay.
matter
They will
of,
shred that list.
again, like
With
all
the new
things,
rules-
when you have 2 shooting armors going against each other, whoever goes first shreds the other person for the most
Yeah, but like half your points aren't shooting anymore. So
Yes, they are. They're still shooting.
Not
They
that
have 36-inch guns that are strength 6 -2 D3 damage. 2 shots per guy.
Strength 6, -2, D3 damage.
Wait, 36 inch?
Yes, 36 inches.
Do they move and have penalty?
No.
They hit on 4s?
No.
They're not
hit on
heavy
4s.
weapons.
They are heavy, but they ignore it.
So how many shots each?
2 each.
2 each. So that's 24 shots per unit hitting on 4s, 12 statistically hit. Let's say you're shooting at Ravenwing bikers.
Will they have
So-
vehicle? Because against vehicle, it's
Bikers
D6
they're
damage.
not a
Bikers
vehicle.
aren't vehicles.
That's
They're
dumb.
bikers.
They're bikers.
Bikers aren't vehicles.
Bikers aren't have the vehicle keyword.
But you're missing the key
Yeah, I
point
know.
here.
So
This list is still really tanky, right?
Listen, right?
Yeah, okay.
Statistically, 12 hit. Statistically,
Okay.
Well, the Ravenwing, can't you make him -1? Jink.
not if my opponent goes first. So this is the word where they went first, right? Statistically,
Oh, they have -1 because of Dark Shroud.
let's not even factor that in. Let's just
Okay,
say
so let's say they don't have the
just
Dark
talking about what he has, because he would use his other points to get rid of the -1 bubble over my entire army before he starts shooting at my other stuff, right?
Yeah. I always give them
Obviously,
to hit.
obviously. So you're shooting at them. So to wound, you wound on a 3-up, meaning you only miss a third of them, so you get 8 wounds. You said they're -2.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 5-up saves. So out of 8, let's say 3 save, because that's just about the statistic. So that's 5 wounds get through. Average result on the D3 is 2 damage, but let's say it's 3-1, 3-1, because that's how it normally ends up being. So that's kill. So you kill 1, you kill a second one.
You don't kill
So
one.
you kill 3
Right. But you're not factoring in
with 300 points.
But you're not factoring in how hard it is for you to remove them off the table.
Sure. But again, that's talking in a world where you went first, you shot before your opponent did. You got
And
a
he's
chance.
not using the -1.
But you're also ignoring my.
If.
I also have a -1 to hit though.
Yeah.
Not a
But
big deal.
we're not talking about like us
Right.
killing each other currently. We're just talking about what that does and how that shreds
But
things.
this list isn't shred, right? That's
Yeah,
the point of the list.
but
It's
that's the
not-
thing, right? I don't really believe that it's that hard to kill. It is pretty bad. 3 wounds is like the most obnoxious thing ever. I'm sure the Custodies players can talk all about that.
Yeah.
3 wounds is just feels terrible.
3 wounds with storm shields is even better.
Yeah. But I don't think it's that big. I think part of the reason for it topping as much is because it was different from what people normally have to play against, so they didn't have a game plan going into it, nor did they change their list around with it in mind.
Well, you know.
If it became the common AdMech strategy, then it would probably be worse than just killing your opponent turn 1.
You know what would kill it really good like?
Apparently, every other list. Apparently.
2 Leviathan Dreadnoughts hitting on 2s.
I agree.
Ones.
I agree. I do agree. That would shred
20 shots each.
20 shots each, hitting on 2s,
man.
rerolling 1s, wounding
Wounding
on
on threes,
3s,
rerolling ones.
rerolling 1s.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
AP -3, so even if you are Shroud Storm, you're still on your 5-up. And 2 damage apiece.
Actually, I don't even know if they're 5-ups. The only reason why my destroyers are 5-ups is because I had to spend a CP to give them that. I don't think I can give them to the breachers.
So they're saying they're 6
So
up?
6, oh man,
Yeah,
you're
it's
getting
even
shredded.
worse.
Shredded.
It's even worse. I agree.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's like...
Well, I'm just saying, what are the results you've been having with your current list?
Really good.
Then why are you changing your list?
Because it's I feel like in the current meta, my list isn't. My main issue with my current list is that
You can't kill Iron Hands.
I mean I can definitely kill Iron.
I can't kill Iron Hands. That's the new meta. Can you kill Iron Hands? No, you need to rework your list.
My list is very glass cannon right now, and I don't like that because glass cannon list
Well, until the glass breaks, just keep going, bro.
no, bro. But then there'll be a super feels bad when it does break. When I go 0-3 at that one tournament because I just got shattered. I'm not ready for that. So instead of just
Emotionally, he can't handle it.
so instead of just taking it,
Get used to it.
I'm just gonna build a better list.
Okay.
I feel like it'll feel worse when you get shattered by your new list than the one that you've been using for a while that you know is a glass cannon.
Well, I know this list isn't but this list it plays the objectives better, and that's what's important. The fact that it's more meant for ITC play.
So that's
Well, you got new mobile units with the
there
fly
is-
guys and the cavalry.
This is the
units.
point of ITC is you bend the objective around your army. You select your
Right.
secondaries around your army.
Right, and now I'm playing a defensive army.
Okay.
I think it'll be fine.
So there's not like a right or wrong way to build a list in ITC. You build it to be strong. All you really have to focus on is can I hold one objective and kill one model per turn.
Am I lucky enough not to go against Death Guard?
If you can kill one unit and hold one objective at least one of each per turn and scroll your secondaries, you're in a good spot with your army. That's all you have to focus on.
And if you're doing a glass cannon build where half the points stop your opponent from having units that can interact with the board, and the other half are really fast dudes, you'll probably hold more, and you'll definitely kill more.
Yeah.
If you go first.
Yeah. And that's the point of ITC is every list has the opportunity to win as long as you build it in mind that I need to kill something, hold something, and score all the secondaries. So build a list around secondaries, not build a list and then be like, what secondaries work for this list? Because if you keep secondaries in mind when you're list building, you're more likely to succeed on your secondaries every round. Sometimes it changes, obviously, like when someone brings a Knights list, you probably don't want to take
Reaper.
Yeah, you don't want to take the Reaper. Yeah, you definitely want to take, Titan Slayer or Recon.
Big game
I
or
do.
something.
Yeah.
I always do.
Recon? You take Recon every time? Or the Reaper every time?
I'll take Reaper every time against Knights.
Yeah? That's a good idea.
Just let them know I don't care.
Just let them know. I'm going to table you before you get a go.
Hear me out. You take Reaper because Knights on objectives technically count as 10 units, right? 10 models on the objective. So for every Knight, you hear me out?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Every Knight is worth 10 models on an objective.
So that's
for every Knight you kill, that's 10 models you technically just killed.
So you'll get one Reaper point at the end of the game.
No, I'll get 2 because they always bring 3 Knights. Some always bring 4 Knights. That's
they have
2.
to go 40 for 1 point with Reaper.
Yeah, you have to kill. It's 20.
20, yeah.
Okay.
But
so
that's
3 Knights doesn't get you. That's 1 point.
Points.
1 point.
Yeah. 3 Knights gets you 2 points.
No.
4 Knights gets you 2 points.
4 Knights gets you 2 points.
And then on top of that,
if
they always bring like the 32. So there's a third point right there.
If I have 4 Knights, I can't afford the 32.
Okay, you're not.
No.
That's
it.
Oh, well. This ruins my plans.
Yes.
You've
been thwarted.
If you have the 32 and 3 Knights, I mean, technically, you still get 2 points.
You get your 2 points for sure.
No, well, 32 and 2 points. No, that's 3 points.
So,
if you completely table them.
So hold on for objective.
Can you just use your
for the objective fact that they count as 10 models doesn't count for the Reaper. This is a mute point.
Well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about how I would do it.
Oh, okay.
And it's viable, right?
No.
Because it'd be at my own event. I'd be judging it.
Oh.
I'd be like, by the way,
we've already started the game, but this is how the Reaper works. I'm not going to tell anyone else who's playing in the tournament. It's my secret rule I made.
So you're welcome. Honestly,
my guy has an invulnerability shield. When you hit him, his attack doesn't work.
Yeah.
Also, he's got the sword of sword legends, the first sword that was ever made, and all other swords don't want to hit it.
I have the sword of the Emperor. All my units have a 1-up save.
All my freaking troops choices have an Archon Shadow Field.
Yes.
I know what that means.
That means they have a 2-up invuln until they fail it, but 10 guardsmen all have 2-up until they save it.
Yes.
But yeah.
I take that.
Alex tried playing Dark Eldar. He's never succeeded on a Shadow Field save.
It's always the first one.
So here, this is a new strategy you should do. Start taking your wound rolls one at a time, not on the Shadow Field save, on the regular save until you get down to 1 wound left, and then start taking them on the Shadow Field save. Don't do it the other way.
Or you just do
cheating?
what certain other people
You don't have to use an invuln save. You choose to use your invuln save. So you can take wounds on your regular armor save until because the game is all decided by a single dice. So if you read the rules as written, like if I want to shoot you, I'd roll 1 dice to hit. I'd pick up that dice, roll it to wound, and then roll for damage if there's damage involved. And then I do that for my 20 shots on my gun or whatever my gun has.
Or I could just lie.
You can just
you just roll like this and be like, that was a 4 5s.
Yeah, we're good. Just cover it.
Yeah, play
it looks good.
I saw
he saves.
my 30 take.
I'm not gonna lie. I always roll better when I'm cheating.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. When my opponent is on the opposite side of the board,
and there's a barrier between us, I roll pretty hot.
I roll pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time I rolled a 13 on 2d6 for smite.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Pretty good.
My opponent didn't know about the secret rule where if you roll a
cute.
13 for smite, you deal 3d6 mortal wounds, so I had to remind him.
You know, the Skaven in AOS, if you roll a 13 on 2d6, you automatically win the game. It was a rule for them up until last edition. So,
You know, I actually consistently made 8 deep strike 9-inch charges in a row. Consistently, not playing orcs. I'm putting a quote, and I'm quoting someone else, not
you
myself.
did that?
No, I didn't.
I think you're cheating, dude.
No. I don't talk about it.
I would never buy the Nurgle dice, the one for Death Guard, the one with the pustules coming out of them, and inexplicably roll statistically higher than everyone else in the tournament. I would never get the rubber squig dice and always roll 5s. I would never do that. That wouldn't happen. But
I feel like,
we're calling somebody out here.
yeah, if your name is Matthew and last name Essington,
Whoa!
we've got your case.
we're doxing him. We're doxing him.
Oh man! Although I will say, the first time I ever played with my Custodes, I deep struck like 4 or 5 models, and I didn't miss a single charge. It was pretty epic. You can ask Felipe this; he can attest for this. I made like 11-inch charges. I made 9-inch charges. It was insane. I mean, I was just like, well, might as well charge. Roll it. Oh, there's a 12.
That feels good when you got an army that can't re-roll dice for charging and you make all the charges.
Make all of
It's actually the best feeling in the world. There's no better feeling than that. Making your charges when you can't re-roll them is the best feeling in the world.
I was playing Will just on Sunday, and same thing. He had like guys 10 inches away, and I was like, well, they're locked up in combat, so might as well roll it. Oh, looks like my not Dreadnought Invictus Warsuit made it into combat. How about that?
I'm glad you understand now why they're not Dreadnoughts.
No, there was an air
I'm
quotes.
very happy.
There was air quotes involved.
Were there air quotes for you? Did you see air quotes?
I saw air quotes.
I think you could hear it.
I heard
You
it.
can hear it in your All right, well, that's all the time we have for this week, guys. Thank you so much for checking us out. This has been Nicholas with Tabletop Shenanigans
It's Matthew.
Alex.
and Felipe.
Oh,
Ah,
I love that guy.
And Philip.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all
Dislike.
that stuff. Whoa, and dislike if you think that the Invictus Warsuits are Dreadnought. And we also appreciate any and all of you that support us on Patreon. You can reach us there at
The Tabletop Shenanigans. Yeah.
the Tabletop Shenanigans. The
Duh.
Tabletop Shenanigans on Patreon. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you very much, guys, and you'll have a good evening.